Stunning new details about a second meeting that happened at Trump Tower between the president's son, Don Jr., and a small group of foreigners offering to help Donald Trump get elected president. The meeting with Donald Trump Jr. included an emissary for 2 Arab princes and an Israeli social media specialist, happening just 3 months before the election. The New York Times talked to several people with knowledge of this meeting and reports that a social media expert at this meeting talked about how his company could help a political campaign gain an advantage. The Times also reports this company by then had put together a multi-million-dollar proposal for a social media manipulation effort to help elect Mr. Trump. Joining us now, David Fitzpatrick. He is the international correspondent for the New York Times and part of the team that broke the story for the Times. David, take us inside this 2016 meeting at Trump Tower. Who was there and what exactly were they offering?
So the person who convened the meeting was Erik Prince, who people might know of because he was the founder of Blackwater, the controversial security company that was active in Iraq. He appears to have set up the meeting as a campaign meeting, as a meeting to help the Trump campaign. And he brought to the meeting 2 people. George Nader, he's an American citizen, but an advisor to the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, who's the effective ruler of the UAE. And they brought with them also Joel Zamel. And Joel Zamel is an Israeli citizen, and he runs this interesting social media company that's kind of an intelligence company, really. It employs several people who used to work in Israeli intelligence, and it offers to kind of, well, control reality is its motto. And they make various presentations. Nader says that my friend Mohammed bin Zayed, the Crown Prince who runs the UAE, very much wants to help you get elected. Mr. Zamel lays out the things the company could do to try to help. It's unclear whether he made an explicit pitch. But when we contacted Donald Trump Jr., he recalls it as a pitch. They came in and they were pitching services to try to help the campaign.
So what came of the meeting?
Well, that's a good question. It's not entirely clear what happened in terms of actual contributions to the campaign. But funnily enough, given that it's illegal for foreign governments or foreigners to try to help a campaign, Mr. George Nader was not, and Mr. Joel Zamel were not kicked out right then and there. They appear to have been embraced. That was the beginning of a period of several months, the most hectic months of the campaign, right before the election, when many of the people around President Trump, his advisors at the time, drew George Nader very close and met with him often and steadily through the transition and into the White House. And then comes another puzzling detail. After Trump is elected, George Nader, who's working as an advisor to the UAE, pays Mr. Zamel, the Israeli social media manipulator, a lot of money, maybe $2 million, according to some reports. And some of that money goes to provide a presentation showing what a big help to the campaign social media was. So if that presentation was delivered to the Trump campaign as it seems, then here's an offer to help for the campaign, and here's a wrap-up afterwards saying, look at all the help we did. And it raised a lot of questions about what they thought was happening inside the campaign.
Let me read you something we got from a lawyer representing Donald Trump Jr., telling CNN in a statement prior to the 2016 election, Donald Trump Jr. recalls the meeting with Erik Prince, George Nader, and another individual who may be Joel Zamel. They pitched Mr. Trump Jr. on a social media platform or marketing strategy. He was not interested, and that was the end of it. Have you gotten any other reaction from the players involved here?
That's the same statement he gave us, and you can find it printed in our newspaper article. After that meeting, Mr. Nader went on to meet again with Jared Kushner, with Steve Bannon, with Mike Flynn, who was President Trump's first national security advisor. So he may not have met again with Donald Trump Jr., but from that moment on, he became a pretty regular part of the Trump circle.
Fascinating reporting. It's all so complicated, but putting more puzzle pieces together for us. David Fitzpatrick, thank you very much for joining us.